Hey guys, and welcome back to some more Hypixel SkyBlock. We are being drip-fed things out here, man. I mean, they put out all of the proposed Crystal Hollows changes, which are so needed because the economy is in shambles, man. I just sold off the rest of my Green Elf Jerry skins, right? You know, I got given 1 billion coins worth of those ages ago. Turns out I sold them for about 2 billion because if we look at the price of those things right now, this economy is in bits for a Jerry skin. That's actually mad. I want to see what the red elf Jerry skin is. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with this game anymore, but we have something to cling on to. Us YouTubers have one semblance of hope. Semblance of hope. I can speak English, and that is the Weaponsmith update. Possibly like the most early game update we've had in a long while, you know, but it's an update nonetheless. And guess what? You may look at all these classes that are irrelevant, really. You may look at Buzz and think, wow, it's turned into an archer. You may look at Mage and cry, but you look at Archer, you think, yeah, that stuff's pretty broken, right? Archery is the way to go in Hypixel SkyBlock right now. Let's buff it even more. So finally, the community project of the Weaponsmith has finished up. So if we rock over here straight to the Weaponsmith, we have a new NPC here called Rosetta who sells starter gear. I think it's nice that we have an NPC that actually has starter gear above their head so new players kind of know what's up. There's not all that much that's kind of interesting in here. It is like super early game stuff. Not even early game. This is like literally your first day on Hypixel SkyBlock, kind of early. Just some cheap armor sets. I mean, it's all right. Growth, iron, and diamond armor. Some like decent Buzz setups, like this thing, which is kind of like a worse Raider's axe, but obviously a lot cheaper. We got some early game mage sets. We got the Starlight Wand, which causes like some stars to fall, and we got the Celeste Wand, which just strikes lightning. And the Starlight Wand, I don't have enough mana. How much does this thing cost? 120? Boy, these are early game things. There we go. It just casts stars up in the sky that just kind of rain down. It's kind of cute. I mean, they don't really do all that much. Maybe they'll have some crazy OP use eventually, but for the time being, straight up early game stuff, man. Nothing too interesting here. What is interesting if we go down here and speak to Mr. Jax? I don't like the skin they've used for this man. I want to kind of want to mug him. I wish they had that in like some future update. You know, we go all GTA up in this and just hold him up, dude. But let's see what my man has to say. What brings you to my workshop? I have nothing else to do, man. I'm praying for M7 every single night. Jax, you will do for now, my man. You will do for now. I forged the newest and most powerful arrows in all of Skyblock. If you can prove to me you're a real archer, I'll forge you arrows whenever you need them. I'm not a real archer. Like, I'm good at it, but it doesn't take any skill. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm losing my mind. Ready to test your skills. Step on the pressure plate and all the targets will light up. If you can shoot them all in 25 seconds, I'll know you're the real deal. 25 whole seconds, man. Hypixel SkyBlock really do be out here accounting for the players who do not have thumbs. So we're gonna get our Juju bow out. Speaking of the Juju bow, by the way, I believe there is actually like a Juju bow kind of thing that's sold by one of these NPCs, so the nons can get themselves an even more non version of the Juju bow that does a whole 40 damage, dude. 582 coins, but it does shoot instantly. That's a bonus, I suppose. I want to go see how much damage this thing actually does. Necron with a Warden Helm, why not? This is exactly what early game players will be using. If you're not using it, you're doing it very incorrectly. 16.7k, and my Juju does 282k. So it's a very early game version of the Juju bow. I mean, obviously it has no enchants or anything, and I don't have a god pot on or whatever, but yeah. Power 7 Soul Eater 5 this bow, brother. No. Target practice 1, shoot all the targets in 25 seconds. I'm sure I will struggle. Watch me giving it all this big talk and I actually fail. All right, a good start. I don't even know what's going on. Oh, I'm just supposed to shoot all of them. Okay, I thought there was supposed to be like specific ones that light up and I do them one at a time, but all right, this works, I suppose. Boom, boom. There we go. See, I didn't even know what I was doing and I still managed to do it. Now I got to do it all in 15 seconds. Wait, a deal's a deal. Come to me anytime. I'll forge you whatever arrows you need for these adventures. I only have one condition. These are powerful arrows. They can't fall into the wrong hands, so keep them in your quiver and don't share them with anyone. Do I just unlock everything now? Can I just buy all of these? Is there literally like nothing else I have to do? I'm gonna do it anyway. I got this. I did the first one and I had no idea what was going on, so now I kind of got an idea. Yo, look at this pro gameplay, dude. Target practice 2, and now in 12 seconds. Bro, I didn't even know how fast I did that. It'd be cool if it showed you like a time of how quickly you did them. Give this thing a leaderboard, man. This is like more competitive than the races, I'm telling you, and I'm missing so many shots. Come on, I can't break my winning streak. There we go. Is that all of them? Wait, practice mode? Yeah, I've literally done all 3 of them already. Okay, sweet. I'll take that. I mean, I suppose if you don't have a short bow, it's kind of harder, but you can literally buy a short bow up here for like 582 coins. So you got no excuses, mate. But if we speak to Jax, you can see all the new arrows that archers are equipped to deal with now. So we get this arrow swapper that basically just lets you swap between the arrow types in your quiver. We got flint arrows, which are pretty much the... Wait, are these just regular arrows? I like how you can right click to fill your quiver with them though. I think those are just regular arrows. We got reinforced iron arrows, which do 5 damage, gold tip 10, redstone tip 15, emerald tip 20. All right, so that's pretty cool. These are actually hella cheap and like literally 20 times better than the default arrows. So that's pretty cool, I guess, if you don't want to spend a load of money on a bow. But if you already have a maxed bow, dude, this is where things get interesting. We got bouncy arrows. I think these things are the play. If you're not playing archer, it's annoying that you don't have its bouncy arrows perk. So I will 100% take this for dungeons. That is going to be best for clearing. But let's see if there's any that are actually good for bosses. So we got icy arrows, which apply slowness for 3 seconds to targets, which seems okay. But then like I one tap most things anyway. So maybe if you're lower down, this one might be good against bosses. That might be worth swapping to in boss fights, but 5% isn't all that much. We got explosive arrows, but you can damage yourself with these and they deal less damage the more mobs are in a certain area by the looks of it. So that's pretty crap. We got glue arrows. You stick mobs in place for 1.5 seconds when they're hit. That's all right, actually, if you like stick a mob in place and then attack it. I mean, actually, that's actually a pretty solid... I just look over at my chat and you're all saying max the bow. Bro, what do you mean? It is literally a 500 coin bow from the NPC. Its base stats are crap. It's gonna be awful. I can't do it, man. I'm sorry. Max it or I love Jerry. I think the glue arrow's actually really solid. I don't know what mobs you'll be able to use this on, whether you can use it on Slayer bosses or whatever. But for lower down players, like you just bow something, hit it with a sword and keep bowing it. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, the 6-second cooldown's kind of long, but I kind of rate that one, to be fair. We got the Nansorb arrows, replaces the damage reduction from the piercing enchant to skewer. It looks okay, I guess. So I definitely think the way to go is the bouncy arrows. I think that one's sick for clearing, and I think armor shred is probably best for boss fights. So I think we got to get a mix of both of these for dungeons. Actually, oh, this is the thing that sucks. We go into the auction house and we search up for infinite quiver. We look at our poor boy infinite quiver 10. Where are you? It's no longer actually infinite quiver. What's the point of having this supreme, beautiful, enchanted book that's pointless 30% of the time? Oh. And they've made it disabled while sneaking. Oh my god, they've turned a bug into a feature. This is Hypixel SkyBlock in a nutshell. They've turned a bug into a feature. Basically, there's a bug that when you're sneaking, infinite quiver didn't work. Now they've put it into the lore of the enchant. Oh, Dios mío. Nobody likes downtime as it is. Imagine it after every like 3 or 4 dungeon runs. You're like, right, gotta go fill my quiver, boys. Oh, that's shocking. To be honest, I think using these for bosses would be useful, but honestly, I think to save myself the effort, I just think filling my quiver with these non-stop is probably the best play, because yeah, I don't really see the constant fuss of buying loads of these and then buying some armor shred ones and then buying an arrow swapper to swap between them. I think we just stick with these, to be honest. So we need 504 slime blocks. Please tell me you can get those off the bazaar. You can't get slime blocks off the bazaar? I just gotta craft them. Oh man. The bouncy arrows actually give +5 damage, whereas the icy arrows give +24. That's actually the strongest out of all of them, but I still think the bouncy arrows are more worth it, because at least in my stage of the game, even in M6, right, I still one tap all the trash mobs pretty much. So I don't really need like the extra 19 damage. It won't really do all that much, and I still think the effect of the bouncy arrows is far better. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a really nerfed version of Archer's perk, but it's something, right? Anyway, we need to get ourselves 504 slime blocks, which I mean, I guess I just gotta put a slime block in my personal compactor, right? That's probably the best way to go about this. Fill my inventory. Is that enough? Wait, how many do we need? 504? Oh my god, that's so many. And every single time I want to refill my quiver, I have to do this? That's actually kind of long, you know? Is it even worth buying these? I mean, yeah, it's cool, but I'm probably gonna have to refill my quiver, I guess every 10 runs? Maybe less? Which is kind of lame. And doing this whole spiel every time, I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, it's a cool update, I suppose, but maybe it's not a buff to Archer after all. Maybe the lack of infinite quiver is what will break Archer down, because it's so much effort. I mean, it's not even like it's enough. It's just inconvenient. But then again, like, I suppose they kind of had to do this to make these new arrows balanced, because if you literally have like infinite of these new arrows, it'd be kind of strong. I mean, they're not like crazy strong, but they're decently strong. Just make infinite quiver not work on special arrows? Yeah, but that would be awful, man, because then literally you would need to come back here and replace them like mid-run. There'd be literally no point in buying them at all for dungeons, you know? Let's see how long it takes for these to disappear. I'm not looking forward to this new infinite quiver thing as well. Also, playing master mode should be interesting, man. I'm glad I play burst because it's the only class that gets a speed buff, but they finally patched hose and wands stacking. So before, obviously, you could put a load of regular farming hose in your inventory and still get the speed buff off of them, even though you weren't holding them. I'm sure everyone knows about this, but they fixed that, and they fixed putting vicious on wands and having those in your inventory as well. So I'm gonna be slow, bro, dungeons. So I'm gonna go into some M6 anyway and see what these new arrows are like. I like bouncy arrows. It's like the only good part of playing archer. So I want to see what it's like as a berserker and see if it's actually any good, because refilling my quiver with those every single time, I can see that getting tiring. I'm a very, very, very lazy person. Anything to do with effort, I'm not about, dude. You need to use the arrow swapper before. Wait, why do I need to use the arrow swapper if I literally only have one type of arrow? Oh my god, I do? If I only have one type of arrow in my quiver, I still have to use the swap? What kind of game design is this? I guess I know what's going in that extra slot in my inventory. I feel like this is somewhat of a nerf to archer, but just in terms of convenience, it's so annoying. Like, they haven't done anything to make it not the best class in the game. It's just they've made it annoying to use, which I find to be a weird way of balancing the game. Just make you hate playing it rather than like facilitate it. It wouldn't be so bad if there was actually like a way to get those arrows more easily, because filling your inventory up with those slime blocks, as we saw, is absolute hell. So hopefully that's not what it's like every single time. Otherwise, this will be pain and suffering. What skyblock overlay are you using? I finally got permission to release it, so I'll put it in my Discord soon enough. If you join my Discord, discord.gg/refraction, I'll put it in mod folder FAQ. You know what? The bouncy arrows are actually pretty fire for this as well. I remember playing archer for this boss fight. It's so fun. You milk all the combat XP because the amount of damage you do, and the bouncy arrows mean you just get kill credit on absolutely everything. It's so good. What's the best arrows? We're currently experimenting. Right now, I believe bouncy arrows seem to be the best one. Let's see what the damage is, though. Quiver. We've gone through like nearly 4 stacks. That's kind of annoying. I mean, it's less than I was expecting. It's still kind of like RNG because obviously it's a 30% chance, but that is downtime waiting to happen. Thank you for the 50, Mr. Puny, saying you should be able to pay a tax to get the arrows without having to craft a bajillion items. That would actually be like a really smart thing. I would like to see that. Or if they made more use of that kind of training area. I don't really know what they could do with it, honestly, but I kind of wish there was a way, definitely, where you could put like a down payment on the materials that the arrows require and use that to pay for the arrows. That'd be a lot better in my opinion. And obviously, depending on the price, depends on how balanced it could be, but I wouldn't mind, say, paying like 1,000 enchanted slime blocks to have permanent access to bouncy arrows for just coins, you know? I feel like that would be a very good way of doing it, especially with the infinite quiver nerf, because that's still like a hefty price to pay, but if you're 100% going to commit to those arrow types, like, it's worth doing, man. Let's re-examine these and look at it from the perspective of an early game player. Honestly, for an early game player though, I still think these ones are the best way to go, dude. Whichever one of these you can afford, that is 100% worth it. Bouncy arrows, if you one tap, no question about that, especially on stuff like Terminator, because there's so many arrows. Ice is solid, especially with the 24 damage, but it's not that much. I mean, it's cool. Armor shred is a waste of time. Honestly, I think that needs a buff. I think that should be like 10% maybe. I guess they don't want it to be too strong. That also makes sense. It's just kind of meh. Explosive arrow, complete waste of time. Glue arrow is really good, especially considering it stacks right now. That's insane. Nansorb, just, it's kind of like scenario based, I guess. I think it's 100% between glue arrow and bouncy arrow. Those are the best ones, or these ones if you're just like a regular gamer who's a bit lower down. I kind of want to see what this is like against a Slayer boss in a bit though. We'll 100% do that. Armor shred stacks? What? Armor shred actually stacks? There's no shot. There's no shot, man. It's mad. How buggy are these? All right, I'm looking at these arrows in their supposedly working state, you know. If that stacks, you can knock a boss's defense off. Oh my god. Is it worth it to get bouncy arrows as an archer? That's a solid question, actually. I think if you're already playing the archer class, maybe it's not worth getting, but in that same vein, your class perk is only a chance for arrows to bounce, right? And so are the bouncy arrows. So between the two 2, you kind of give yourself more odds of actually getting bouncy arrows, and that is what we love to see. Or is there another one waiting for me in here? No, there is not, but I will take that. So I think if you're already playing Archer, just to up your odds of getting bouncy arrows, it might be worth it. If not, just get like the emerald tip one or something, or the frozen one, whichever has the most damage. That's probably worth it. But that is very poggers, dude. Use the arrow swapper and swap the defense arrows at boss fight and sticky ones for clear. I was thinking of doing that. Honestly, I think that would be a fun strat to do. But with how awkward filling your quiver up with these arrows is, it seems like constantly having to do that would be so much effort, honestly. If there was an easier way to buy those arrows, like somebody said, where you could put down like a deposit on the material for a certain arrow, then you only have to spend the coins. I would love to see that. If they did that, I would definitely like swap between the arrows. I don't really like need the extra damage that much in the boss fight, but obviously for killing the giants and terrors, it wouldn't be too bad. I think whoever made that suggestion of being able to put like a down payment on the materials, that is genius. I would love to see that, especially with the infinite quiver nerf. That would make this update a lot better and more tolerable, and feel like it's less built just to annoy you. You know what I mean? Shinier here apparently has 1.7 bill contraband. We'll see what's popping. Why is this guy out here dripping like an anime protagonist, bro? What is going on? I'm quitting a year-old profile and I want to give you everything. I'm going to start with one item that I like the most. What is this? A cultivating 10 mythic netherwart hoe with, wait, 1.3 billion. Oh my god. I will cherish it, my guy. Thank you. That's very, very generous of you, sir. Hang on. What's my netherwart hoe at? Cultivating 9 with a measly 54 million? Nah, bro. That is out of here. All right, nah. I don't think it's legit. I don't know, dude. A hoe is a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Don't clip that and use that out of context, man. That would be bad. Let's see what's popping with the rest of this, man. Recommed accessories with a relic. Golden Jerry artifact. He's dripping, bro. Oh my god. Uncandid level 100 mythic pets and all that. Drippy, dude. It's been a while. That's actually kind of hot. Brunan's, but he's got a baby skin superior dragon helmet. AOTD 50 mil Midas. Oh, it is. Oh, it's a 69 mil Midas. You love to see it, dude. And a bejeweled handle. Fantastic. I will sell that on my auction house for a nice 500 million. No, I'm not Zaplol. I can't do it. Let's go try some stuff out. We got to do some experimenting, dude. We got to try out glue arrows first. To be honest, with the glue arrows and stuff, you won't have to buy these ones as much, because you literally only need like 1 stack of them, because you're not really going to be using them all that often. All right, let's see what T5 revs are like. I'm going to stick in Sorrow armor, because why not, dude? T5 revs aren't that intimidating. It won't work on revs. Arrows heal revs. Hey, it's not about the healing, dude. I just want to stick them in place. Yeah, it does not work on this boy. Unfortunate. It works on tarantulas. Oh, please say it works on something. I need to find a use for the glue arrows, man. Tarantula Broodfather. Come on. You are the one. What's the best arrow in dungeons? It definitely seems like bouncy arrows are the ones by far. All right, let's whack on the glue arrows, and please say this works on this boy. It'd actually be super useful on these things. They don't stop jumping around and they have the worst AI in the world. You know what? It stopped in place for a second, and I will take that. I actually think it does work on the Tarantula Broodfathers. From what I'm getting, that works on the Tarantulas, man. So if you just smack it with a Soul's Rebound, you get the best of both worlds. It sticks in place, and you can just insta-kill it. What? Oh, is that really how easy spiders are? I'm out here in Sorrow with an Emerald Blade. I mean, it's not really like it's 100% necessary if I can kill them that quickly. Oh my god. But you know what? Yeah, sure. I'll take it, man. To be honest, I could probably just farm these things with a Hyperion, but if you're struggling, I think the glue arrows actually do work on those boys. What other tests do we want to run? I kind of want to see how much damage we can do, whether that like defense arrows stacks. What mob can I test the defense arrows, like the armor piercing arrows on? I guess it'd have to be a dungeon boss, right? But I kill those all so quickly anyway. You know what? I think M6 is probably the play for that. I want to do a solo M6 and see what we can do against the giants with it. Let's use it in the boss fight and see what it's like. All right, yellow room. Cool. All right, let's whip out our Juju shortbow. Let's change our arrow type to armor shred, and let's see what this thing does. Doesn't really seem to be doing all that much, but honestly, like, it's hard to draw a comparison because, like, I never really used Juju, and obviously it's not as strong as Terminator anyway. Using Terminator would have been the play. I wouldn't have taken so much damage. I wouldn't have died. Hey, we'll try it on the giants and see if it's any faster. Plus, I can get Ben to time the giants at least and see what that's like. Cal dying with Cat to 50. Cringe. Yeah, quite. Oh. Yo, the bouncy arrows are strong, man. I didn't even look at Scarf. Normally, Scarf actually takes a bit of extra attention. I didn't even shoot him. Oh my god. Yeah, bouncy arrows are 100% the play. That's actually sick. Scarf has like 100 million HP, and normally he takes a bit of extra focus on his own. I literally did not look at him, and it killed him. That's actually kind of sick. I'm curious to see whether we can get the giants time properly, though, because I want to try killing one of the giants, then swap arrow types and kill the other giant. Is it the arrows or the Terminator? I mean, both. That's why I'm gonna try and see what the difference between the giants is like with the different arrow types. Can you hear those bouncy arrows, man? Oh my god. I mean, yeah, I'm playing Archer as well, but obviously Archer only has like a chance to do bouncy arrows. It's like I'm genuinely getting bouncy arrows every single time. It's so nice. So let's try this first one with just our regular bouncy arrows on. Okay. Armor Shred seems worse, you know? I killed those last two so quickly. Oh, Jonas couldn't handle the heat, bro. I suppose one could argue that maybe I had the Soul Eater from the Golem for the first giant, and then I had the Soul Eaters of the other giants for the next two, but it still didn't seem to be doing enough to warrant using it, to be honest. It wasn't anything like majorly special, you know? I think this update overall, I'm really happy with it. Like, it's a nice little extra bonus for archers. I think the infinite quiver thing is a necessary evil. Honestly, it would be way too overpowered if infinite quiver still worked properly. I'm kind of annoyed they also made it so sneaking still bypasses infinite quiver. I don't understand that. I don't know who it was in the chat. Thank you for the 50, Mr. Puny, saying you should be able to pay a tax to get the arrows without having to craft a bajillion items. I think the idea of being able to put down a down payment on the materials, so say for example on the bouncy arrows they need slime blocks, so you just spend a load on like enchanted slime blocks and now you'll just have to spend coins on the arrows. I think that would make this update so much better. Overall, it's a lot of utility, mainly for like the early mid game. A lot of the arrows aren't useful if you one tap things, but like the bouncy arrows and stuff like that are awesome. So overall, I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. Actually, I'll give it a 7. The bouncy arrows are really nice, especially as a burst main. I think that's gonna do it for this stream. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you're new around here. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all soon. Peace.